We want to thank our outstanding sponsor, Touring & Cruises Travel. It's the same team as Touring Plans Travel, but with a new name. Their travel advisors will take care of your Disney or other travel destination needs. Make sure you tell them Rope Drop Radio sent you. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Disney. And Doug, the countdown is on. Derek is just a little over a week away from headed to Walt Disney World and a Disney cruise for my 40th birthday.
That's exciting because we'll have Derek's Walt Disney World trip report on here.
Yep.
And then the cruise trip report on Rope Drop on Deck. So it's going to be like 2 doses of Derek.
I know, and I've never been on Rope Drop on Deck, so I'm really excited. The whole reason I booked the cruise is so I could be on Rope Drop on Deck.
That's the reason, huh? Not for a vacation for turning 40?
Nope, not at all. That doesn't play a part of it at all.
You know, speaking of trips, Derek, we got one planned.
We do.
A springtime surprise, April 3rd through the 6th. I am running the 10 miler for some reason. Every day that goes by, I kind of think, what have I done? So if you want to come see if I survive in person, come on down. I have not checked in the last couple days, but it was still open to sign up for not too long ago. So it might still have room. You can come and cheer. You can come and run. You can come and just, have a drink and eat my free banana. I don't know. But it will be fun. Also, Disney released a whole bunch of discounts today, and they run through June, I think, or the 1st of June, the end of June. There's, go check Touring & Cruises Instagram and their TikTok and their Facebook page. They're fantastic follow. And they'll have all the details about the discount, but now you can get a discount if you want to go. If you haven't already booked, which you should have, with Touring & Cruises,
come with us.
You book, and then once the discount comes out, they hook you up, and they hook you up first because you're already booked. But if you haven't booked yet for the group event, go ahead, book through Touring & Cruises. You'll get some extra swag. It'll be fun. And I may or may not survive. I mean, you might have to be the one that does CPR for me on the course. We don't know.
About time. I prepared myself for this. I will re-up some classes for it.
Thank you, Derek. I mean, I know you're always ready with an EpiPen, but this might require
I will find you on the course when I'm cheering you on. I'll run you down.
I might need the EpiPen to finish. I don't know. Just a little shot of adrenaline.
Adrenaline, we can do that. I know a guy who knows a guy.
Sweet. Okay. We
moving on.
Enough there.
It's going to be a good one. We have to give a shout out to one new Patreon, Constant Presley. Thank you so much for joining the Rope Drop Radio community. Today, we're going to be talking about my cruise planning that's happening right now. If you don't know, Derek has extreme weird cruise anxiety.
It's a thing.
It is. It's a weird thing. And we're going to talk about it a little bit and a little bit more about this trip on this week's episode of our after show.
Yeah, the after show where we talk about Derek being weird, which that's nothing new, right?
No, that's like every Patreon episode.
Yeah. Also on Patreon, I started a new thing for one of our tiers and up. It's a little news briefing once a week. I read the news and maybe give one little opinion or two about what's happening. But I've done it 2 weeks in a row, so I feel confident enough to say it. Now,
keep it going.
I think I'm going to keep it going for that tier and above. I can't remember the names of our tier. I think it's Churro and up, Derek. Churro, Mickey Pretzel, and Ohana Bread Pudding get the news brief. So
all those sound delicious right now, I'm not going to lie.
The Dole Whip is the $2 level, I believe, which is funny that that's cheaper than a Dole Whip. I feel
everyone
like
deserves a Dole Whip
price. What if all of our Patreon levels match the prices in the park?
That'd be hilarious.
We'd make
that's a whole Patreon
money.
Episode for the record.
That'd be okay. Okay, moving on. Apple.
Let's keep going on. Yep.
Apple Podcast reviews. Oh, we got a whole bunch, so we're trying to catch up. We're doing 2 at once. Here we go. Leave a 5-star. We will read it on air eventually. The first one is titled "Good Old Fashioned Disney Content." 5 stars by Clarice. I think I nailed it. All right. My husband and I started listening to help plan our first WDW trip in March of 2023. The podcast played a huge part in the success of our trip. Derek and Doug showed us the way of the rope drop and have continued rope dropping after becoming Magic Key holders. Even though we do not have a Walt Disney World planned in the future, we continue to listen to relive the memories from our trip and to plan our future ones. Thank you, Clarice.
Love it. Thank you so much.
All right, next 5-star titled Funny, Friendly, and Frank. Are you Frank or am I Frank? I don't know who.
One of us is Frank.
One of us is Frank. I don't think they mean it that way, but I like it. All right, by Disney Peeps, 5 stars. I really appreciate your great sense of humor. Funniest Disney podcast by far. I also like your frank and honest advice. Way to keep it real. Thanks, guys. There you
Thank
go.
you.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
we're
think we're
about
both
30
Frank.
reviews away from hitting our goal. So please take a minute and click that 5-star, leave something funny, and we'll read it on air. But we want to hit 700 by the end of the year. And so today, Doug, we are doing a How Do I at Disney based on some
How
questions we get from some people. And sometimes it's easy to answer, how do I do?
Yeah, these are ones that we get asked on social media, or I've even had friends hit me up with text message of they're there or preparing to go, and just how do I blank at Walt Disney World? Right? I feel like we could do this show indefinitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Always questions that need to be answered
yeah.
with
So
these.
we'll have at it. We'll see how
I mean,
this
the question
does.
I always get is, how do I afford Walt Disney World? We didn't even have that on the list, but that might be a whole future episode.
I
Yeah,
mean, the first thing is to be irresponsible financially. That's
correct.
the
Yes,
first
credit
step.
card debt is a thing.
It's just, yeah. How important is Mickey Mouse to you?
Yes.
Yeah. Does your children have to go to college? I mean,
You
questions you have to
only
ask.
need
There we go.
one kidney.
Right. I mean, plasma has value, and your body just
Mhm.
keeps making it.
There you go.
Okay,
All right, let's go on.
we
Yeah.
have gotten off the rails 3 or 4 times already, Derek.
Yep, we have.
So yeah. Okay. This is. Let's go. What's the first question?
First question is, how do I get from park to hop? So a question we get a lot because some people are afraid to park hop and or even just getting to and from different parks. How do you do it, Doug?
Right, because people know how to get to the resort to the park, but from park to park, and we talk about hopping a lot. We hop quite often, right? And say it's your second or third trip and you've never hopped before. It's a legitimate question, right? So, say you're at the Magic Kingdom. All right, here we just break it all down, right? We're going to do all the combos. How do you get from Magic Kingdom to Epcot? Monorail.
You got a monorail.
Boom. That's the easy one. And then Hollywood Studios, couple options. You can take a bus. There's a direct bus from Magic Kingdom over to Hollywood Studios, right? Every park has a direct bus except for Magic Kingdom and Epcot. However, you can also do the long route if you want to go from Magic Kingdom over to Hollywood Studios, and that is the monorail to Epcot, go through Epcot, International Gateway, hop on the Skyliner and go over there, or just walk from the International Gateway over to Hollywood Studios. I don't recommend that route.
I've done that one time. Yep.
Like, you kind of change your mind in Epcot. You're like, you know what? Kind of in the mood for a carrot cake cookie at the old Starbucks in Hollywood Studios. You just walk on through.
Yep, pretty much. That's what we did.
Yeah. So maybe not for the carrot cake cookie, but we did that one time for 50s prime time. We changed our reservation. That was a thing.
There you go.
All right,
It
Derek.
happens.
Animal Kingdom, it's that bus, right? That's it.
Bus, yeah. I mean, and
Yeah.
you also have minivans are still back around, and so you can
Mhm.
always do that as well.
Uber and Lyft, not quite the best options from the Magic Kingdom because you have to go to the TTC to get one. However, Derek, right? What's your other option there with the Uber or Lyft?
You go to the Contemporary or
Right.
Grand Flow if you really want to walk a
Yeah.
little bit extra.
Yeah, walk over to the Contemporary, call your Uber over there. They have no problem getting in. You can Uber right to the other park. And that sometimes can be your fastest option.
Oh, I've done it. Love it.
Yeah, so that's one of the few places that actually works. Now, remember, you can't Uber into a resort, right? You have to have a reservation to get past that grumpy guard at the gate. But you can go to a resort, call Uber. All right, let's get from the Animal Kingdom to the other parks, Derek. This one's easy. How do you do it?
A bus.
Yeah, that's about it. Or
But,
Uber
yeah.
or minivan, right?
Oh, yes.
So no other real choices. You can't walk anywhere to do anything. It is locked. Okay, Hollywood Studios. Some options. Derek, what's the best way to hop from Hollywood Studios to Epcot, in your opinion?
Skyliner, my favorite way, of course.
I don't know. I think all three routes are about the same speed, really, too.
Yep. Friendship
But I
boat's
love
great. Love doing that.
it's just kind of what, like, Skyliner, the beauty of it is you never have to wait for it to arrive. Like the boat, you can go over
Yep.
there and stand in the Florida heat and just waiting. The Skyliner's just there and ready for you because it loves you, especially midday when you're hopping, right? Um, I think that's a great one. I would pick Skyliner all the time. So
Absolutely.
Hollywood
But you got a boat,
Studios,
you can walk.
yeah, it's all good. Hollywood Studios to Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom. It's the bus again, right? Okay, so we got to do Epcot. I think the story is the same for Epcot to Hollywood Studios, right? Skyliner.
Yep.
Okay, here though, if you want to hop to Animal Kingdom from Epcot, your fastest route, if you're near the International Gateway, is an Uber from the Beach Club. So you go to the Beach Club, call your Uber to the Beach Club, and take it to the Animal Kingdom. Of course, there is the bus everywhere from the front of Epcot, and also the monorail back to the Magic Kingdom. And I think we nailed it, right?
I think so. Yeah. You
Yeah,
got them all.
the resort options only really work for Magic Kingdom and Epcot going to Contemporary or Beach Club. So there you go. That's how you hop.
That is. So the
All
next
right.
one on the list is how do I watch a game?
Dude, the NFL is back.
It is.
Let's just take a minute and moment of silence for RIP ESPN Zone.
Okay. It's gone. All right. Silence
Okay.
over.
Yep. So that's a shame that it's gone. It was an awesome option for people that wanted to watch a game.
Mhm.
Watching a game at Disney World is hard, Derek. I think Tambu Lounge is one of the better spots. Probably because it also has a back scratcher, though. Not being impartial at all.
It is the best drink on property. And then one of my other favorite bars is, I want to say it's the Bricks over at Coronado
Okay.
Sports Bar.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of like a convention space
Yep.
type thing. So there are more TVs there. Finding TVs is hard to do because in the parks they don't want to take you out of the magic. So that's why watching a game is difficult. The pool bars usually have a TV at all the pool bars, don't they?
Most of them do. I don't know if all of them do. That's
All
a
the
good
ones I've been
question.
at.
Okay.
All the ones I've been at have had one, but I have not been at all the pool bars. I watch
And it's
NBA.
Rick's, not Bricks. That was driving me nuts. I knew it was
Okay,
Rick's Sports Bar. Yes,
okay.
I've watched a lot of games there.
I just thought you were pronouncing it like you pronounce other things. So
That happens.
like
Yes.
the three jalapenos or whatever you say for the Mexican boat ride.
It happens. The way I watch a game is, and I've done this, I've watched a lot of playoffs on the phone while waiting in line to do attractions.
Yeah,
So,
the streaming, probably your best option, really. But
yep. Oh, we
it,
watch games in the hotel room as well.
yeah, a lot of like, especially college football or like the afternoon NFL. Like, say my Chiefs have that noon kickoff time, right? Break time coincides with the end of the game. It works out pretty good. So you go back, watch the third, fourth quarter, and then because it's all you really need to watch of an NFL game anyway. They're almost all
Mhm.
close, right? Just watch the end of the game. That works out pretty well. But I've watched some Monday Night Football in Steakhouse 71 in their lounge. It's
Oh, I've done
fantastic.
that
Has
as
a lot
well.
of
Yep.
TVs. Yeah. And then
Oh, the other one I watched the game is the lounge at Yachtsman Steakhouse.
oh yeah. And then I watched some of the NBA finals at Pedals on our recent trip.
There you
So
go.
yeah, that was the night you like tapped out early.
I did. I was done. Body shut
You
down. You guys finished out.
We watched the NBA finals out there at Pedals. So it is not easy watching a game. And ESPN was perfect for that, but you won't find any TVs readily available to watch in the parks.
Yeah,
So
they
they
want you
want
spending
you,
money on Disney souvenirs and doing
yeah, they
things.
want the magic because you're not in a bar in Epcot, you're in a bar in Italy or
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
where they don't
so
have TVs.
they don't have TVs. Well,
Not
they
in
don't
Italy.
have air conditioning. But
Anyway, Moving on.
Next.
How do I meet the most characters? Question we get all the time because there are people that just want to go for meeting characters, not even doing attractions.
This is all about prioritizing, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to rope drop Mickey. You have to like, especially like Animal Kingdom, that meet for Mickey and Minnie can be significant. Make sure you know what time it opens and hit it right when it opens. Same thing at Hollywood Studios. You get Minnie and Mickey at one shot. You got it. You just prioritize it. Um, Knowing where the characters are, studying the app a little bit before you get there, I think is important because when you open like on the map of the app at the top, you can click on attraction like wait times and dining and bathrooms and there's characters. Make sure you understand where they are and who they are and when they meet, and that will help you a lot just knowing the who, what, where, why, and when, right?
Yeah, I also say go where there's a lot of characters. So that's when you book a character meal where you're going to meet maybe
Hmm.
4 or 5. If you want princesses, you're going to Akershus, you get a bunch of them knocked out. You can also go to Garden Grill, get a bunch of them knocked out. On top of that, this is where Halloween parties and other parties can come in handy, where they have unique and special characters, and you can get some more characters all at one. Or you go to like character spot in Epcot where you can get multiple characters through one through. And then my favorite tip, get the Disney Visa card just for the 2 character meets, and that one's pretty simple itself.
Yeah, just make sure you check the hours on those because they're
Yep.
weird. I think that's the
I've been
nice
the
word.
last one multiple times
Good job, Derek.
because I think Hollywood Studios 4:30 or 4 or 4:30, and I've walked in, been the very like, okay, one more.
You know what? You want to meet a bunch of characters? Book yourself a Disney cruise.
Yep,
Yeah, there's the
can't wait.
characters.
Go to
Short
Alani.
ways.
Actually, you want an Alani, characters galore.
There we go.
Yep.
There, you don't even have to
So,
pay to stay at Alani. You just have to go visit.
ooh, yeah, true. Okay,
Yeah.
so next one. How do I get a good spot for the parade?
Yeah, this one you have to define good spot, right? Like I think a
Correct.
good spot is about watching the parade, not about having the castle in the background of my photos of the
I
parade, right?
disagree with you on this. All
See,
right.
I think you can show up a little bit later in Frontierland and get a decent spot compared to the Hub or Main Street USA.
Nope, I like the hub and I want to get that beautiful picture with the castle in the background. And I like getting there a little bit early to make sure we do get a good spot. You will wait. There are times you're going to wait a little bit of time to be able to get that nice spot of the parade. But yeah, I do it for the podcast. I think I need that beautiful
Oh,
picture of Maleficent, the dragon, fire, castle in the background. I have that picture multiple times from different angles. I'm going for that.
okay. I
Yep.
don't care, right?
I know you don't care.
So
I do. You don't.
I'm over in Frontierland up on a deck in front of Country Bears 15 minutes before. When you have little kids, you got to be earlier to hold that space right on the rope so that they're able to wave right at the characters because the characters are on foot walking around and they'll acknowledge your children. So it is worth,
Mhm.
getting there a half hour to 45 minutes, depending on the time of
Yep.
year, ahead of time to get your spot. If you don't care about that, there is a lot you can see in a Disney parade that's up above and
Yep.
high that you can see from behind crowds. So that then you don't doesn't matter. It's like game times. Just stop and look, right? But the other nice thing about Frontierland is that's where it starts. So the time that it says it is the time, and then it's over
I'll give
sooner.
you
You can
that
get
one.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It
One
takes a
thing
long
I do
time to get
love
to the street.
is cavalcades. I miss some of those, so bring them
Oh,
back, Disney. And why can we not have that jungle Animal Kingdom parade back? I'm just saying that was my favorite.
the jam and jungle
Jam and
something.
jump. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Oh my god, it was such a disaster on foot traffic. Like,
Oh, it's
just
tight
shut the
corners
park
too.
down, right? Like,
Yep.
but it was great parade. Just it was
I
also
felt like
what
I
it
could touch
did.
the floats. That's how close it was.
The best thing about that parade is everyone left. Like that parade happened and everyone went home. And the reverse rope drop was so nice after that parade. They all left. It was like, oh, parade's over, park closed. No, it was open for a few more hours. Very
Yeah.
cool.
There you go. All right. Next one on the list. How do I Pick what I want for lunch. And I have a good one for this, Doug.
I am a fan of saying not what's closest because it's not always the best. I think if say you're go every other year, every 3 years to Disney, maybe it's your third, fourth trip, right? Don't settle for what's closest. Have an idea of one of these two things is what I want for my counter service today, and pick which one is closer you're in the mood for at that time. But like, because like Epcot, if you're back in the World Showcase, you don't want to go all the way back up to the front of the park to eat, or vice
Yep.
versa. So I go into the park with, all right, we're either going to eat at Columbia Harbor House or Pico's Bills. I'm not like, I'm not gonna just like, Cosmic Rays is right here. I'm not doing it. Pinocchio's is we're literally next door. It does not matter. I'm not eating there, right? So set your boundaries before you get there and before you're hungry.
Yeah.
That's how I pick it.
I study the menu. I am one of those weird people that drive my wife nuts. I know what I want. I've looked the whole menu over. I don't even look at the menu when I get to the restaurants. And at Disney, I like to incorporate my kids a little bit, to get their feelings and thoughts. But
Mm-hmm.
I usually have a full game plan of the restaurants I want to choose even before the trip starts. And that way it's
Exactly.
a lot easier to navigate. And then Disney also helps me make decisions when they're like, hey, we got this new counter service or we changed this menu. Makes it very easy for me to be like, all right, we got to do it. Take a picture of the podcast. But I do like trying new things. So always easy to do that.
I ate that Halloween cheeseburger at the Halloween party for the podcast.
Yep. You did
I
that and
think
you're
I'm
not
still
dead.
burning the calories off.
Oh, but absolutely.
Oh my gosh, it was
That's
so.
running food. You should eat
I
that
don't.
before the 10 mile.
I don't think it is, but
Yep.
yeah, I like your answer, Derek. I like when I say I have like two places picked out. I'm like, honestly, I have two entrees picked out. like, like Hollywood Studios. Like, I am either gonna eat if I went there today, I'm like, well, I'm gonna get the grilled cheese at ABC Commissary, or I would get the meatball sub at Pizza Rizzo's, or
Oh, there you go. You got that in for the show.
yeah, I
Got it.
got it in. Gotta sneak that one in there. Or I get the pot roast if I'm on the dining plan back in um
50s.
Galaxy's Edge. No,
Oh yeah. Oh,
right. I'm
yep.
only
The
eating in
Bantha.
Galaxy's Edge if I'm on the dining plan though.
I've eaten at that counter service more than any other counter service, but it's all been dining plan. I think I've only
Docking
paid
Bay
out of
7.
pocket once.
Yeah, Docking Bay 7 is great, but I I think the last time I was there and not on the dining plan, I got is it Yip Yip, right? That's
Tip
the
yip.
chicken tip yip. Yeah, I got the tip yip because I was like, yeah, I'm saving a few bucks getting the chicken. So nothing wrong with that, folks. Don't be
No,
ashamed. You
no.
know what they need to do? They need to bring the bubble waffle that they had on the Star Cruiser
Oh, there you go. You
to
got the Star
Galaxy's
Cruiser in
Edge.
here too. Good job.
Do doing what I can. We failed the last few weeks to get things
It
in
happens.
organically, so I just worked it in but really some of the good menu items they had on the Star Cruiser, they worked hard on those. Let's
I
bring
know.
them into the parks.
Bring them into Galaxy's Edge. I agree.
Sell the bubble waffle with the Ronto wraps. Like just sell it
Absolutely.
there.
All day. Mind blown.
I would eat that every time I step foot in the park. There's like $8 more Disney just made every day.
There you go. All
I'd
for
hop
one
for
guy.
that. I would
Yeah.
hop for that, Derek.
All
I
right.
miss it.
Well,
Okay.
let's move on.
Wow.
How do
Digress.
I prepare for the rain? Because guess what? It's Florida.
Mm,
It rains a lot, almost every single day around 2, 3, 4 o'clock. And rains in Florida, as if you've never been, they can come on a
sideways.
dime. And it can just be like, oh, it's perfectly sunny out. And then you look behind you and it's a wall of rain. And so, yeah, how do you prepare for
But
this?
my favorite rain is when you're looking at the map, watching it, and you're like, it's pouring in Epcot
Yep.
and pouring in Hollywood. Like, thank goodness I'm at the Magic Kingdom today. Right?
It was
It's
blowing up on my
crazy,
Twitter one time, like how Epcot was being destroyed. And I was like, Magic Kingdom is fine.
right? Like deluge, and you can just see the wall coming sometime, and it's sideways. So an umbrella is useless. An
Oh, no, you
umbrella
don't
might
need
be
an
the
umbrella.
most useless thing in Florida other than a parka. Um, I mean,
Unless
you
you're
need a
Kent with the biggest
well,
umbrella I've ever seen, and that
he's
works.
he's got the old golf umbrella out at the theme parks. Like, just make way. Like, he doesn't
Yep.
care if he's tall, so he's not going to take out somebody's eyeball. If I use it, it's just hitting people in the shoulders.
Yeah, that's about
So,
right. I
you
don't
know,
even own an umbrella.
so there's two strategies. I feel like no, there's three strategies. The cheapest option is what Derek and I have done a few times on our personal trips. Right? Is we pack the cheap little $1
$2. No,
ponchos.
it's $2 now. They went up. I'm annoyed.
Yeah, I get mine off Amazon, so I buy like 30
Okay.
at a time.
I can see one from right here.
It's like wearing a bad trash bag, basically.
Oh, they don't
Like,
last. It's a one use
no, it's a
thing.
one use. So I will pack one for every day, and then usually I leave it in the room, and then I get to the park and I don't have it. One time, Derek's almost tried to kill him.
It happens.
True story. We're
Yep.
running along and it caught on a rail. Where were we
Yep.
at? Buzz Lightyear when that happened,
No, it was
or
right outside Skipper's when I was leaving Skipper's canteen.
and just about decapitated Derek.
I
We're
know.
lucky he's still
I
with
don't
us.
carry those anymore, actually. That's not even how
So
I do it.
what do you do now?
So my wife brings all of our we have a bag that carries raincoats for all of us. And so we
All
each
right.
have just a raincoat and it usually goes under the stroller. And so gets pretty easy check because you can just pick it up out of the stroller. It goes right through the metal detector and then it stays under the stroller. And then when you see that wall coming, it's like, go, 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 go.
Yep. So that's the other option. You pack actual raincoats, right?
Yep.
Um, yeah, but you have to own them, right? And they're not
Hmm.
cheap raincoats, good ones. But once you're stroller free, oh, good luck with
Oh, I know.
those,
That's going to change
right?
things.
That's gonna
Yep.
be it's gonna be a thing. So that third option I mentioned is what we typically do is we do a little anti-rain dance in preparation of our Disney trips. Yeah, it's a involves no, we don't actually dance, but we just hope it doesn't rain. And when we get that first rain, we will buy ponchos. And then once we buy the ponchos, then we have to tote them around the whole time. But that's what we do with our
Oh, for the
family of
record, I
five.
mean, a couple of our ponchos are Disney ponchos that we've bought. And like, I think now I have 9 or 10 of them to where
You
I've
said
forgotten that day.
raincoat.
I do. We have both. We have
Okay.
raincoats and ponchos. We'll see what I think the kids have the ponchos and we have raincoats because they're growing. So we'll see what we pack on this next trip.
Okay. Yeah. So the other good way to do that is to travel in like December, which I think is the driest month of the year.
Huh?
So November, December, January, I think are that's the drier time of year. We've been on trips where it hasn't rained at all, so
Yep.
never needed a poncho. So the strategy of waiting to buy one worked out. However, it's a lot cheaper to buy things in advance, but you got to make sure you have it with you.
That's true. And
There you go.
sometimes you get wet and your phone dies. That
Yeah.
happens to Derek on
Uh-huh.
2 different
That
trips.
does. Yeah. So if you have like a snack baggie or another baggie you can throw your phone in, it's a fantastic idea.
Yep.
Just a little extra protection for your phone. Although the newer phones are much better with the rain, but it's
Not
still
Derek's.
good to
Doesn't
try
matter how
to,
new it is.
yeah. Don't film something in the rain,
Yep.
right, Derek?
Lesson learned multiple
Don't do it.
times. There you go.
Okay.
So, next one. How do I stay cool? Because it also gets as hot as the surface of the sun in Florida, if you didn't know, especially late afternoon heats in August, September. Whoo, it
Mm-hmm.
is brutal.
Surface of the sun. My main strategy is just whine and complain.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
Derek heard it. So, Derek, what do you do more with this than my family?
Yeah,
My
so
wife is a typical German heritage of suck it up, Buttercup, and move along. Derek
I
is not.
actually
He's nicer
I
to
have
his kids.
Well, no, I have a child who actually does have heat exhaustion and he has a fan around his neck the whole time. He has another fan in his pocket that he carries for his face, and then like he will tell you, I need shade. And then we also each kid has a cold press towel, Mickey ones that we've bought at the park, so they kind of match. And we will get ice water, soak those, and have them put them around their neck and their head. Especially my ginger kids get hot really quickly. Me, I'm not bothered by the heat. I'm weird. I like hot tubs, so I'm good with it. So I'm glad that my kids will be like, "Hey, Dad, I'm really not doing well." And then, of course, you got to stop and rest, whether it be get an ADR for an air conditioning or go into one of the shows. And then Doug's favorite, go back to the resort and swim in the pool and just rest completely.
Nap. Best way to
Yep.
beat the heat is nap and air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't work as hard at beating it. Derek's heard me whine about the heat.
Yep.
Yeah, our June trip did not have enough naps.
That happens.
I
Well,
don't think had
my
any.
June trip with my son was that a little over a year ago. Oh my gosh, like he was struggle busing the whole time, and it was like kept getting him water, kept trying to keep him cool. That was
Oh
my wife's
yeah,
only
it's
concern. Take the kids, like let's just not cook them.
don't cook them.
Don't
Derek,
cook the children.
so your weather. I mean, it's in the 80s for a high.
Let's,
There's some lows in the 60s coming up in Florida for you.
all I know
It's
is that
like
Saturday it's supposed
practically
to peak
cold
at 100 again, and I'm just like, come on,
here.
what happened to the fall here? That's like, why? I wanted to
Orlando
go to the
is
game,
Orlando's 86.
and we're 100
Nebraska
here.
95. Real feel will be like 105.
Yep.
We got a marching band contest all day. I don't even know if they have rules for canceling a October marching band contest temperature wise, because they probably never thought they needed it. Ugh,
I'm glad we don't play football that day.
no kidding.
Yep.
Saturday is going to be rough.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I was
But
going to go
yeah,
to the game. Now
Florida's.
I'm like, no, I might not.
You might want to just go to Florida early to cool off, Derek.
I like it.
Yeah,
So
nobody
the final
understands our weather.
no, I don't either. The final question is the best one. How do I become Galactic Hero? If you haven't followed us on social media, you have at Rope Drop Radio. There's a ride, Buzz Lightyear, and in the Magic Kingdom, and you can get 99999. I think I got that right. Perfect score. We do it quite a bit. We hold up our little pictures, and it's really fun. And how do you do it, Doug?
Well, the best way is to go listen to Rope Drop Radio episode 159, How to
There you
Become a
go.
Galactic Hero. And it also talks about Toy Story Midway Mania. Sadly, this is an old episode, as you heard the episode number 159. We're on 438, I think this is. So a bit ago.
But none of the
It
targets have
hasn't
changed.
hasn't changed. You just the key is you know which targets to get. You steer the little thing so that you can line yourself up for the right targets. You don't
Mhm.
you have to not care about the other person in your vehicle though.
Yep.
If they don't know what they're aiming for, you don't care enough to tell them. If it's your child, your spouse, your parent, you have to outscore them and then rub it in. That's the main
Yes.
factor here. But like when we ride together, we both are shooting for it, so it makes it very
Can never
hard to
figure it out.
know
Yeah.
if it's your dot or someone else's little dot. The hardest Galactic Hero to get is when there's like 6 people in a row that all know what targets to aim for, and basically everybody's just missing the target, and you think it's your dot, so you adjust to the left, and then really you're off to the right and the left. Yeah. So go listen to that episode 159. Breaks it all down. All the targets, nothing's changed. Share it with friends. I'm almost afraid to go back and listen to it to see what kind of other nonsense we said. We probably stayed on task better than we did
We did,
today, though, Derek.
Inside of the hand, top of the volcano, bottom of Zerg's ship, and hope that it gets shut down and stops moving, and you're able to hit one of those targets repeatedly.
Yeah, then that's the easiest way to do it.
It
And then,
is.
of course, when you get that
That has
score,
never happened to us.
when you get that score of 99999, you take a picture of it, and then in the gift shop, you show the person working the counter in the gift shop your score, and they give you a sticker. I think that's
And
the
one
most
time,
important part.
they made me do the pledge.
Derek's official.
I know.
They used to have big buttons that they gave you, but it's not that cool
No.
anymore. It's just a little
No.
sticker. It's shame on Disney.
It
Shame on
happens.
Disney.
So there we go.
Well,
That
yeah,
is everything. We want to
How
know,
do
what
I?
did we miss? How do I? Let us know, and then maybe in a
You know
future
what?
episode we'll
Yeah, if we get a whole slew of questions, how do I blink?
do
We'll
another
do
one.
it. We'll do it.
Absolutely. So there you go. We got to get to the after show where Derek is going to talk about his cruise preparations. And then if you want to book a cruise or if you want to come with us in April or just take a vacation because you deserve a vacation, hit up our friends at Touring and Cruises. They have a link in the show notes. They'll help you have an amazing trip. You don't pay for them. They are paid via Disney. Why
New
not just use a
discounts.
travel agent? Yes. And
New
discounts. They know the
discounts.
discounts that
Go
came out.
look at our stupid weather, Derek. I had to pull it up.
Okay. It
So
is.
it's Friday, the high is 77.
Okay.
That's fantastic. Fall starting.
Love it.
Saturday, the high, regular temperatures 94. The
Yep,
real
hot.
field's going to be over the hundreds. And
Mhm.
then Sunday, 74.
Hey, it's my birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Derek.
Yeah, there we go.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday. I forgot we should have started the show that way. Dang
It's
it.
okay. We
I have
finished it.
failed.
It's
But
all
yeah,
right. It's
Derek's
40. It's no big deal.
turning 40.
It
And then
is.
he's getting on a cruise ship to go be young again.
Cannot wait. Need to
Let's
get
talk
on a
about that
ship.
cruise ship.
Yes, we'll talk about that here in a minute. If you want to listen to that and more on Patreon, we have a show link for that in the show. We have a link for that in the show notes. Please support the show. Thank you to all of our Patreons. We thank you so much for your support. And yes, for Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.